Hey, welcome to the workshop. I'm glad that you showed up, and now is the time that we get to show you how to make yourself the authority, look like the expert in any virtual room that you jump into. Hey, I'm Lion Flood. I am going to give you the details in this three-part webinar. This is just the first part, though. I will explain to you how you can get to the other two parts. But first, let me tell you the agenda. Yes. So today we're going to be showing you how to brand your name, your company's name, your logos, etc. in a cohesive manner so that you show up and look like the expert that you are. So my question to you is, are you ready? Then let's go live. Promise for you. My promise to you is that we will instantly show you how to look like a professional and position yourself as the experts in any virtual meeting. Hey, Lion Flood with VCA Academy, and here's one of the prime examples of how we're doing this, right? You see my name, my company's name there. It stands out, it looks professional, and we are ready to rock and roll with this. So, today we're going to be talking about the simple way of making you the authority in any experience. This workshop, it's a three-part visibility system. Founders, coaches, consultants, basically anyone that wants to go virtual, that's selling their services for anywhere between $3,000 to $10,000. Now, honestly, that number can differ, right? It's just for anyone who wants to look better because truly, that matters. A while back, I was entered into a contest, and I think there was about 100,000 people entered in all together. And one of those experiences, I got to be in this part where I was in this competition to be featured in Forbes and win $25,000 and also meet Damon John of Shark Tank and a few other people. I did not win. I made it to the top 10 though, but I'm still extremely excited about that. And one of the things that I heard from Damon when it was there was a simple fact, and it was truly phenomenal to me. He said basically that if you want premium buyers to see you as premium, your virtual presence has to match your price tag. That stuck with me for the longest. How many of you have been in a Zoom room and it looked just like this? When you go into that room, you see everyone here basically the same. Backgrounds are different. Names look, in that kind of space there. When you enter that room, can you tell who's hosting the event? Can you tell what career fields, what genre they are in? Nope, it can't happen. Not by that way. Well, we're going to show you some different ways to make sure that you can do some things like what you see behind me. I want to start off by telling you this is the expert branding system. I love all of this because branding is marketing, right? It's part of it. We have to do that. I'm going to show you some clients that we've worked with, people we've helped, and show you some of the differences that working with us has made and how you're going to be able to do this before you finish this webinar today, right? We like to call it a webinar, but before you finish this workshop here today. Take a look at Janie here. This is her showing up on Zoom before. Um, we're just sitting home and we're doing what we do, but I want to show you just a different look at this now. So take a look. Now, this is her inside of her Zoom meetings. Look at the difference that that background makes. Look at the difference that the lighting makes for her, right? It makes a total difference. Let's take a look at Nikki. Here's Nikki on Zoom. We see just the norm, right? But if we want to take this a step further, now let's take a look at how Nikki looks, right? It is such a big difference. And before you leave today, you're going to be able to do exactly that, how she's branding her name right on top of that right there. I met with Jen a while back, and she is hosting a podcasting school. And in her meetings, she did really well, articulate, strong, confident. But when you first come in a room, you don't know who she is or what, which one to defer unless you've seen maybe a picture of her. So let's take a look at Jen here now. And especially as she says at our meetings and stuff that we worked with, she said she played around with the thing that we showed her. And now we can see her name, Jen Rogers, her business, the virtual podcast school. She's a founder, and she's welcoming everyone that when they come into the meeting to her live, right? Those make a big, big difference. Let's go a little bit more, and then I'm gonna jump into showing you how you can do that as well. Here's Beth. I love working with Beth. Look at the smile on Beth's face when she sees her name there. I'm gonna show you just a little bigger status here in a second, right? But this is such a powerful thing when everyone comes into the room. When she steps into a meeting, people automatically see, they draw to her. Now let's take a look at Beth in full screen so you can see this a little bit closer. We see that she's an author, speaker. She's a badass entrepreneur. I love it. Thirsty Professional LinkedIn Live series that she does. And she's an author. I love it. I've seen some of her books. Where the hell is my bacon? That's one of her books, and I love it. Let me show you a secret weapon that some of you may be thinking that you absolutely need, right? You're like, well, maybe I don't have a virtual background or something to place on. Don't worry, we're going to teach you how to get there. But I'm going to show you my secret weapon that you don't directly need that. So take a look at this right here. When you first look at this photo, where does your eyes go? What do you see? Yeah, we see the computer screen, but I want you to look at her background. This is for those who say, I don't have a virtual background. This is not virtual. That is a real backdrop. And I'm going to show you what it looks like. So, this is the backdrop that she's using. It is a simple physical backdrop, photographer's backdrop that she placed. Now, when you look at it, I want you to look at it a little bit different, right? She placed this on her wall, a couple of thumbtacks, and look at the biggest difference that it makes. You can go pick one of those up on Amazon right now for under 20 bucks. And of course, you can look around for different ones. And I'll show you how this is also used when I use it as well, or one similar to it. Right. So for anyone who's saying I don't have the resources, I can't do it. No, we can't say that, right? We have the opportunity to do it. You just have to have the desire to want to do it, right? So let's take a look at that in action. So if we see this background here behind me, right, that is the physical backdrop. Two thumbtacks, put it up on the wall, and you can see the window there and that blue little space there. Now let me show you what that looks like when it's actually there. Take a look at it. That is what it looks like. And I am in that same little space that you saw a second ago, right there. Of course, there's some little things that go into that later that we teach you inside of our school community, which is the lighting and how to make that look different. But take a look at this now. Yeah, you can kind of see the difference there, right? Right. Now, I'm going to show you here Tatiana really quick, and then we'll jump right into showing you how you can make this work for you. Let's take a look really quick at Tatiana. This was Tatiana way before we got started, right? The background, those things actually matter. The lighting. Let's keep going to show you the progression. And I'll show you all of these put together. So this was the second iteration of Tatiana growing and opening up and learning some of those spaces, how to use some of the overlay features that we place onto the screen. And now let's take a look at her last image. This is where we're at now. This is pretty much the final one. Maybe she may add some different ones down the line, but she understands how to do it now and let her creative mind go into there. She's branded with her logo name at the top, Tatiana Teaches. Her lower third name, Tatiana Rodriguez, right? Adding in that cursive because that's her brand, that's her feeling. So I'm going to show you really quick a little quick iteration of how that progressed from 1, 2, and 3. right? We can see the growth, right? Now we are in a different position, the lighting, everything is effective. So let's take a look really quick at this happening and listen, right? Look at the eyes, the calmness now. There's no looking away to the side, there's direct contact.
Hello there,
Look
I'm
at the
Tatiana.
pace.
And when I was first launching into this world of video creation,
I know. I didn't let her finish. Tell you what, let's go ahead and let her finish. But what I want you to notice is the very first one you saw, the looking away to the side, the speed, no hand movements. Those things actually matter even in this virtual space, right? It's still on a stage that we're talking to people, right? We're just virtual. But listen and look at the calmness, the assertiveness, the confidence that she has. Here you go.
hello there, I'm Tatiana. And when I was first launching into this world of video creation and live streaming, I felt a bit overwhelmed. It is hard. You don't know what you don't know, and you need people to help you get there. And for me, one of the very first people that was able to help me learn faster was Lion Flood. He truly helped point me in the right direction, sharing his knowledge and his expertise and all the content he'd already learned to help me move forward and get started on the right foot. So I'm very, very grateful to you, Lion, for that. Thank you.
No, Tatiana, thank you. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to learn how to do things like that, let's get started. First thing you're going to do is you're going to need to open up your Zoom. Now, remember, you can always rewatch this, slow it down, go at your pace, it's on demand. I'm going to show you one of the simplest techniques. There are some other ways, again, like you can add cursor, you can add layers, all kind of things, but I want to keep this simple just to get you into the introduction of how to be able to use what you're about to see. So in your Zoom, once you open that up, you're going to look for a section that says apps. It could be different places depending on what range of Zoom that you have, if you've updated it, if you're using an older version. So just look around for it. Usually it's right next to the record button, or if you look in the more section, you should see it there as well. Once you find the app section, just go ahead and open that up. You'll see a section that says My Apps or Add Apps, right? So it's going to look something like this right here. My apps is all of those ones that I use in Zoom that I have downloaded. You can use any of those as well. We teach those how to be used inside of our community also. Once you find it, if you go to Add Apps, search for something called SPX for Zoom, SPX graphics for Zoom, Sierra Papa X ray graphics for Zoom, animated lower thirds and overlay graphics, right? It's going to be simple. It's one of the easiest ones I found. There's several other ones, but it's one of the easiest ones I found to help people get started. In this section, what we're going to do is we're going to work to put our name on the screen, similar to what you see here, right? You saw Beth, you saw, and I'll show you a few other people with theirs like this as well. Has my name, virtual branding expert, and my company name. You can learn the color scheme and do all of that a little bit later. Right now, we're just working to show you how to actually just get it implemented into your system, into your screen, right? So you show up in Zoom like some of the other people. Once you open up SPX, you're going to see kind of the space here, just like this. Name, title, company, save, and play. Simply put whatever you like inside there and kind of, test it out. See which one looks different. Right? Once you do that, all you have to do is hit save and it will automatically come onto your screen. Nothing else that you have to do. That's it, right? I told you it's simple. Take your time, use some of the AI services out there, maybe formulate what your name is if you don't have it. But if you have that already, just pop it right in there and you're going to get it right there. Let's take a look at Emily really quick. Look at Emily's smile. Look at Emily's face when she first did this. right? We see that Emily's a certified transformation coach and a founder, and her company's true voice. Whenever she goes into a meeting, whenever she goes into a virtual space, whether it's one on one, a network meeting, and she has this up, it solidifies her as, whoa, who is that? Right? It is a similar difference when we go into a office building for a corporation or company. We see these on people's desk, right? It tells you who they are, what they do. We see the name when we walk up to the office. It's etched in glass or something on the office or to the side. Why do they do that? Right? So you can know who they are, what they do, their title, etc. Again, I told you you can brand it like Toya. She used the dollar signs to put it in for her business strategist. She's a business coach in Artist Acquisitions Inc. Right? We can be able to see that as soon as we step on there. She wanted to add a little bit different colors and so forth. It's up to you. Um, you, your creativity makes you more memorable. And as I always tell people, you got two choices when you go into a virtual meeting. You get choose to be remembered or forgotten. It's totally up to you, right? Yeah, we're getting eyes on us, and especially if I'm a coach or a keynote speaker, and I'm giving a speech on something, I want people to know the title, so they don't have to ask me, "Can you put it in the chat? Can you spell it?" And I'm gonna show you another technique here also that you can use this for here. Let's talk about headlines. Headlines can be used for several different things, and I'll show you how Nikki chose to use hers in just a moment. But headlines is a statement. It's when you're about to maybe open up something, when you're about to maybe tell people what to do in their workbooks, what to do in a course, a website that you want them to go to, etc. You're able to use those things like that. And so, just for the sake of you seeing it on the screen, I put this is where you can place your headlines. That's where it's going to come up at. But let's see how Nikki chose to use it inside of hers when she opened up her program for the fourth quarter after it was enrolling. We look there and we see her jump mentorship, which she's enrolling in the fourth quarter right now. So as she's doing her training, as she's doing her workshop, whatever she's doing, she then has the ability to say, all right, everyone. And then that comes up onto the screen and says, hey, our mentorship program just opened up for enrolling. People can see it. She can put a website, whatever you like there. That's how you're able to do it. Here is something that I think helps in a space for coaches a lot because I see it so often when I see coaches say, all right, let's go into your workbooks. Let's go into a little break, close your eyes, think about this, see yourself in the future, all of those things. The be right back screen is what I call it, but it says full screen on there. I use it for be right back. Please continue. I put a timer on and I'll show you a second how that looks as well. So let's say, for example, you want people to do their workbooks. You can say, hey, uh, turn to page 17, be right back, jump into your workbooks, give you 3 minutes to work on that section. Now, and when you're doing this, that screen actually comes in front, right? So it's not behind me like that right there. So you go off screen for a second so that your course, your attendees, they can focus on actually doing the work, not directly looking at yourself, not you maybe moving around doing anything. This is this simple way of getting your message out there. Okay. So another little fun, unique thing I love to show people is this is Darren, and we were in a meeting, and I was showing using SPX here, and he was muted. And instead of me saying you're muted, I used SPX to pull up a graphic. And look at the smile on his face, though, right? It brought a little bit of levity to that one-on-one meeting. Brought a little smile, a little breaking of the ice, as they say, just because he was able to see something that was different than what he normally saw, right? So it made you smile a little bit. It made us kind of relax and have a little bit more fun. So those are some of the unique ways that you're able to use this app inside of Zoom, native to it. You can look for different ones, right? They have several other ones. Simply go to your app store in there and look for name branding, lower thirds. There's several other ones. SPX is just one that I think is just simple. introduction, a simple barrier to get into that right there. Um, I know you found value in this. And what I want to do is I want you to continue with this because our next workshop is actually inside of our school community, the last two of them. And with that, I want to invite you to come and learn more of this in our school community. So we do have a 7-day free trial. It is a paid community because, after all, if you're serious about your business, if you're serious about growing, and you're serious about putting in that work, we want to work with you. So I want to invite you all into our school community. This is a place where we focus, we learn, and we grow. And if you are ready to grow, we want to see you there. Ladies and gentlemen, this is serious. This is a moment where I'm giving you an opportunity to come make a difference, to change the trajectory of your business, because in a virtual world you need that premium look if you want your premium prices to be adhered to. I was in a 5-person pitch for a presentation, and this is where this came from. After I got the presentation gig, they asked me, "Do you know why we chose you?" And of course, I didn't directly know, but I was like, I don't know. They said, "Because out of everyone else, you had a 7-figure look about you. Your presentation seemed different. It wasn't just a normal Zoom. We saw each other presenting, and everyone else was on Zoom, just doing a regular thing. And I was using graphics, I was using music, I was using to visualize and show them what it would be to work with us." And we got the gig. And so right now, I'm telling you, this is a moment where you can work to change the trajectory of your life, your business, everything, because your virtual presence makes a difference. And we're here to show you how to look good, sound good, perform well in this virtual space. So don't hesitate. I want you to head right over to our school community and join today. Stream like a boss. You deserve it, right? You deserve to have that workflow simple. I need you to go ahead over there right now, grab your 7-day free trial, and just remember that what you do right now will determine what happens in the next 6 months, what happens in the next year. We know it's a virtual world and it's not going away. So come and join us today. That's how you do it. It's time to make money.